Is it your prat? I don't know why I do it, because you two are an absolute pair of...
That was a big one.
Three men close to a midlife crisis, 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. 3 men and a microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Hello, and good evening.
3 men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the As Yet Unnamed podcast live. Hello, how are you doing? We're just on the cusp of saying Happy New Year, because I think 2 weeks is about right. But Happy New Year to you. My name is Ian Barstow. Welcome along to the show, joined, as ever, by Mr. Damien Lee. Hello.
He's doing it again.
He is doing it again. He's
active.
doing it on purpose.
I just wanted for the start of 2021 you to lose your stuff straight away. Oh yeah, Happy New Year. Look at this cheek.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you can't really see the cheeks, to be fair.
Oh my goodness, the chins. 27 chins.
Hence the reason
Huge.
I've moved my camera. Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm all right. Listen, this is only just for my benefit, by the way, but you've gone very green again.
You
Ian.
have gone very green.
I'm not. Honestly, I'm looking at the thing. It's not green. It must be you.
I know,
I've got a green
looking to
T-shirt on. That's about it.
No, I'm looking at the live feed, and no, he's not green.
No.
He's just green
No.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You look good like that. You look like the Hulk that's been ill.
Thank you.
I like it. Very manly.
So welcome along. Hello and Happy New Year to everybody. Hello to Dunk and Colin, who are listening at the moment. Have said hello on the Facebook chat. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, then leave us a message. Say hello. Say that you're joining in and say that what you think of the show. It's all good. So who are we for those new people that are watching at the moment? We are a weekly podcast. Yes, we're going back to once a week. Don't ask. We are a weekly podcast, and it's a 45 to 60-minute show, all cram-packed in. We've got lots of new and exciting stuff. We do the news, we do the funny stories, we do all that sort of stuff as well. And then we've got a brand new feature called the Retro Hall of Fame. Ooh.
So retro. It's retro. It's old and it's new. It's retro.
For our regular watchers, we've dissed the top 5 because both me and Damien were about ready to sort of jump out of a window for it. Darren liked it.
To be honest, had enough.
Had enough.
Every production meeting at the end of the show. Oh, I love that, lads. I tell you, that was best show ever. Didn't say anything though, did you, Darren? You just kind of came out with crap.
It was good. It was a good walk down memory lane.
Walk down your lane in a minute, sweetheart.
Oh.
That just sounds wrong on many levels. Just bear with me 1 second.
So it's a brand new show. It's like, I feel almost like I'm wearing some new pants. You know, they need to be worn for a little bit. You need to get comfy with them. You need to get used to it. But after a while, you feel all right. You know, you feel that you're okay. And I feel like that's what we all need at the moment, a pair of new pants.
Just for the benefit of
I'm going to cover this later, by the way.
Yeah, but anyway, we've got our branded mugs that I had for Christmas.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as part of the show, because hey-ho, don't worry, that will be brought up. So, hello to Hillary, who's just joined as well. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to record the show as is, and then we edit it down and it goes out every week. So, If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, we had our best week a couple of weeks ago with Joe Lycett interview. So if you haven't subscribed, click on the links that are all in Facebook and all that sort of stuff, and subscribe to the podcast, and you'll get it on your podcast feed every single morning, every single Monday, and then you can download it and listen to it on there as well. I should say follow rather than subscribe, because I've been told people think subscribe means they pay for it. I don't think it does, but anyway.
Oh, I like follow. I think follow's quite good. I like that. You used to follow me quite a lot back in the day. It was weird.
I didn't, by the way. Right, shall we get on with the record, gentlemen?
Very excited. Very excited.
It's good.
I feel rather dark in this new studio. There's not a lot of light. Does it look okay?
Yeah, it's not a new studio. Is it still your kitchen?
Well, there's no need for that. Illusion is everything.
I like the idea of the new studio. You've designed the new studio on the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, where are you? Broom cupboard.
I'm in a purpose-built studio. Can you not tell by the expensive foam padding on the walls?
I've never seen anything so high budget ever. I mean, if you look at that, that's probably Channel Men and Motors standard. Remember that? Men and Motors?
Men and Motors.
No, it's more live TV. What is it? Was it
live TV?
Live TV with the
Never used to watch topless darts.
No, or the bouncing weather forecast. Right, let's move on then with the recording. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Three Men and a Microphone from the As Yet Unnamed podcast. Did you actually print the running order out, Damien?
Yeah, I've got my script.
Oh, it's not scripted. It's all off the cuff.
Because it is Three Men and a Microphone.
Yes.
And we've got a microphone and we're men.
Yes.
Why have you printed that out, Damien? I just go off the captain's direction because he's obviously...
Well, I've only got one bit, so I like to know where I'm coming in. Because I still haven't read it.
Yeah, literally one bit. Right, let's do this then. This is Three Men and a Microphone recording. Hang on, sorry. Good
It's a
start.
great start, to be honest.
It's a brilliant start.
You mean to go on? Nothing's changed, eh?
3, 2, 1.
Three men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
It's Monday. You need cheering up. Well, you're listening to the right show. This is Three Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Hello. Welcome to the first show of 2021. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for downloading the As Yet Unnamed podcast, Three Men and a Microphone. I've got to get used to that, Damien. I'm sorry. I've got to get used to it, Damien, before you look at me evilly over the Zoom call. Three Men and a Microphone from the As Yet Unnamed podcast. My name is Ian Barstow. We are out every single Monday morning on your podcast feed. So thank you so much for joining us. I am joined as ever by Darren Antrobus. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Happy New Year. How is everything going?
I'm right. You can't say Happy New Year anymore because when this goes out, we will be past the 2-week cut-off point of saying Happy New Year to people.
Listen, the way things are going for 2021 so far, we can say Happy New Year whenever we like. We can start over if you want.
Yes, please. It would be nice. Hello, Mr. Damien Lee.
Do you know what? I've done my sit-ups, I've done my lunges, I've even done a couple of squats, and I feel ready to go. The only reason that I've got up in 2021 is to record this show. I've been in bed since New Year's Day, and here I am.
Yeah, I feel many people will feel the same. So coming up on today's show, we have the news. We've got we've got Damien's bits, we've got On the Box, and we've got the Retro Hall of Fame, all to cram in the next hour or so. So, some ways for you to get in contact with us. Don't forget, you can email asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com. asyetUnnamedPodcast@gmail.com. Go onto Facebook, have a search for the As Yet Unnamed Podcast, and you will find us on there. And you can also go to our website, the asyetUnnamedPodcast.co.uk, or .uk, as it actually is. So, how was everyone's first 2 weeks of 2021?
Who wants to go first?
I feel like Bill Murray. I feel like I've got a groundhog, and I feel like I've woke up. It's the same. It's a different year, but exactly the same stuff's going on, and we're still in a flipping lockdown.
And not to
It doesn't
mention,
actually. I don't want to get political because we don't do that on here, do we?
Yes,
But
we do.
It doesn't actually feel like a lockdown, does it? Come on, doesn't feel like a lockdown. Not to me, anyway.
no, it doesn't feel as harsh or as well observed as
Not
the
yet, it
previous lockdown. Well, yeah, by the time this goes out, who knows? We could all be welded into our houses the way things are going. to be
Chains on
fair.
our doors. There'll
Yeah.
be zombies outside, and it'll be a
Well, just to let you know, the film I Am Legend with Will Smith was set in 2021, and the cause of the virus outbreak was a virus vaccine. So I'm just going to put that out there. And of course, I am not saying anything about our vaccines because our vaccines are perfectly safe. But you know how things tend to go a bit strange and marry stuff that's been put into films.
none of this
and The
conspiracy
Simpsons.
theory on here.
No,
You get
no,
any comments
no.
about it, you're out of here.
No,
Blocked.
guys.
none of
See you
this.
later.
It's
All right.
listen. It won't happen until The Simpsons says it happens. All right.
This is it. This is very true.
Which is-
Who knows best? It
Yeah,
really does.
We've almost had civil war in America. That could have happened again by the time this podcast goes out. We record on a Wednesday, go out on a Monday. A lot can happen in 5 days. So that was very interesting, I think is a good way of putting it. So far, 2021 has pretty much just followed on from 2020.
I always remember, because I like to watch a bit of news at 10, I always remember Tom Bradby, really good presenter, newscaster, I should say. At the end of it, he said, because he has a little laugh, he says, yeah, well, let's hope next year's better than this one. I'm sure it will be. I just wish he never.
It's so
Why did
true,
you bother,
though.
Tom?
It is
Why
so
did you bother?
true.
Why say it? Do you know what? I went to bed on New Year's Eve after the woo party popper. Poo.
Did you
Well,
actually see
here we go.
in the new year?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I didn't bother.
I didn't. We went to bed about 10:30.
Yeah,
But
I
you
just
know
couldn't
what,
be bothered
guys?
with
None
it.
of this doom and gloom, because we have got a roadmap out of here. You know, there is the vaccine. I think there'll be another one coming downstream soon. We'll get out of this. Do you know what? Do you know why we'll get out of this? Because we're British and we will stick together. And for our people that listen outside Britain, you're not British.
I just want to bring up the fact that 2021 is going to be an incredible year for one of my very close friends by the name of Chris Wagstaff, who's watching this tonight, because after years and months of him going, I'm not interested in Facebook, nah, not interested in that whatsoever.
Where's he
Can't be
from?
bothered with it. He's from Stoke-on-Trent.
It sounded like Norwich.
Yeah, he said, I'm not bothered with Facebook at all. I'm not interested in that whatsoever.
Face
he
what?
joined. He joined. He's joined Facebook. He's liked the podcast. He's watching it live, and he does nothing but post pictures of his e-bike.
So,
Sorry, Chris.
Facebook,
Facebook. That's what we say around here. Facebook.
Facebook.
big.
My dad's the same. My dad was completely against any social media, and now he's on Facebook. And he's it's.
I mean, your dad.
But he lives on
shouted-
it, doesn't he? Does he live on it?
No, he's not that bad actually. He does like a few of my posts, but that's about it really.
How is the Brigadier?
The brigadier is fine, thank you very much. Yes, he wasn't a brigadier. He was a sergeant major or something.
The only man to literally scare me to the point that I never went back to Ian's house. And the first time I met Ian's dad, rather than, dressing for the occasion, I thought I was from NSYNC and had a baseball cap to the back.
Yes, baseball cap on
Yo-yo.
backwards.
I could just see it'll be like Harry Enfield and Chubs. Like, hello, Mr. Person. Hello, Mr. Person.
It was very similar. It was very similar, actually. So we are all in lockdown. I know a lot of us are working from home still, and all that sort of stuff. So we are back to doing home learning and homeschooling if you've got children. So some teachers, or a teacher, has just given us a little few clips of what it's like for the home learning and from a teacher's point of view, because, they're doing a good job. It's not an easy situation to be in. So, yeah, she's put some of this on TikTok.
Hey boys and girls, today we're going to be learning about front-ended... Sorry, James, could you turn the camera off, my lovely? We can all see your daddy scratching his ball sack. Jimmy, do you know the answer? No, you left your hand up from last time. Just put that the down then, okay? Can we mute ourselves, boys and girls? Kate, you've got a question? Okay, sweetheart, I'm blurry because of your parents' bad broadband choices. Don't put your hands up if you don't know the answers, dickheads. Can anybody see the PowerPoint? We're having a technical problem. I'm just going to pause the video while I sort it out, okay?
Now, I think that's a very good representation of what teachers would love to say, but probably don't. Because, of course, Darren, your good lady is a teacher or teaching assistant.
She's a proper full-on teacher, head of year, I believe, I think, as well.
So she is doing the home learning and all that sort of stuff.
Bless her. Do you know what? I know I'm about to take the mickey out of it, but they are working very, very hard. They're working very long hours, and they're doing something that they never even dreamed that they would have to do by doing virtual lessons. So she's pre-recording video content. Don't forget now, me and you two guys, we've done radio, we've done production, we know what we're doing on video, right? If you don't watch this, we do.
We pretend to. I pretend to, right. Anyway.
Yeah, but they're not trained in that kind of video production kind of side of things. But she's doing really, really well. So my hat goes off to Mrs. Antrobus downstairs from her school, and all the people at her school and all the teachers around the country are doing really, really well. However, the outtakes are hilarious. Are you ready with your buttons, Ian?
I am ready with my beeps.
So it starts off something along the lines of she'll look over to me and go, "Can you turn that TV down, please? I'm about to pre-record some maths." And then she'll carry on and say, "Hi kids, I can't believe that I've done it wrong." And then she'll go again. "Hi kids, how you and then she'll go on. You can get the picture. There's a lot of outtakes. There's a lot of full starts. And then about 2 hours later, she'll have a 10-minute, 15-minute pre-recorded lesson.
It's really difficult for them. It is really difficult for them. And I think they're doing a very good thing. From that clip, there's a lot of things that me and Damien, who aren't teachers but do work from home and probably do online meetings, can resonate with. This one in particular.
Anybody see the PowerPoint?
Because we all know what it's like when you're trying to share a screen on your Teams, and also this one.
Hands up if you don't know the answers, dickheads.
Yeah, I feel like saying that a lot. And then obviously by the end of the call you feel like this. Bit like that.
Was that a Donald Duck impression?
I'll say, what was that?
I'll play it again for you. And then, of course, we all turn to this.
Mummy?
Yes, sweetie?
What's an alcoholic?
Well, you see those two birds up there? An alcoholic would see four.
Mummy, but there's only one bird up there.
I think this has been the shortest ever dry January for about 99% of the people that took part.
The amount of stuff where there was people saying, I'm going on a diet, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Seriously, as soon as Boris came, lockdown, I have never, honestly, Pringles were on my lap, there was Quality Street. I bought another turkey just to have it on my lap. Started, nibbling at that.
I've gone the other way. I want to emerge from lockdown like Jason Statham emerging from the jaws of Megadon, whatever it was. Megatron, mega big shark thing.
Megatron?
It was it Megadon? It was Megadon, yeah.
I emerge like Jason Statham.
What was your good lady fiance's position in the school again?
It's wife, actually.
Sorry, wife. Yes. Yeah. What's it? Sorry, I was talking about the other one. What? Sorry. Yeah. So what's her job?
What's her job? She's a school teacher, fully qualified, fully fledged.
Head of department, yeah.
Head of year and head of science, actually, I believe.
Head of science, and she married you.
What first attracted you to the head of department?
I think the phrase went something along the lines of "you don't need to worry in future."
Because she's not at all, is she?
I'll tell you something. If ever you went on a joint quiz show, a husband and wife quiz show, I think she'd be answering most of the questions, wouldn't she?
She's very, very clever. She's got her head screwed on. She really has. And,
I think she's ace. I like her because I'm her fave, apparently.
Yeah, but we've got a lot in common. Do you know the moment I knew I was going to marry her?
When?
The moment I knew I was going to marry her was when we were sitting on a date night that we decided to have in her living room, which is in this house because I moved in with her, watching and singing along to Grease 2.
Right, move on. Okay, coming up next on two men and a microphone.
Yeah, we'll be
Get
two
rid of
men
the
and a
internet, pal,
microphone.
yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
You're watching, downloading, and listening to
The As Yet Unnamed Podcast.
Just say a very quick hello to Dunk, who is still in France. Congratulations, you managed to get home for Christmas, which is good. Lynn and
Hi,
David
Dunk.
Holland and Ruby and the other one whose name I forget now are also watching at the moment as well. So thank you very much for joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. It is much appreciated. If you are enjoying the show, leave us a comment and let us know you are there. Right, clean cut. So, at Christmas, I thought I would be nice and kind. And I thought, do you know what? It's been 6 months that me, Damien and Darren have been doing this podcast. And, I thought, I appreciate all the hard work they put in. Well, I put all the hard work in. They turn up every week. But I thought, I'm gonna do something really nice for them. I'm going to do a nice thing. I'm going to surprise them on Christmas. I'm going to buy them a present. And I'm going to get them a card. So without even telling them, I ordered a present for each of them. And I ordered a special card, purpose made. I spent time, money and effort doing this, and time, money and effort on getting a nice, the As Yet Unnamed Podcast mug, which on the back has three microphones, one Zoom call, all led to this, the As Yet Unnamed Podcast mug. So for those watching this on the live or on the video, you will be able to see these mugs here. Nice little mugs. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to send them, and I'm not going to tell them, so it'll be a nice surprise when this parcel arrives. Plenty of time before Christmas. Darren picked up his, and then on Christmas morning he sent me a nice text message saying that's a really nice present, thank you so much. Had a conversation with him and he said, I get a mug every year for Christmas and I hadn't had one this year, and then you sent me a mug. Now then, Damien, did you enjoy your Christmas present from me? Do you care to explain?
I mean, I wouldn't really put it. The thing is, we weren't in, okay? We were out, it was before the lockdown, all right? None of that. None of this. I broke the rules. It was before. And we're out. And we had a thing through the door, like you've missed your post. And because my business that I work in is recruitment, so we're very busy at Christmas. And I'm
just going to stop you there, Damien. I sent this and it arrived on probably what, Darren, about the 12th of December?
Yeah,
10th?
it was mid-December. Yeah.
Mid-December. So plenty of time, a good 2 to 3 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
You had to go to the post office, which is not far from where you live, because I used to live in Redditch and I know where the post office sorting office is.
Sure.
And it's not far from where you live.
Sure.
So I thought, oh, that's fine. He'll pick it up before Christmas. We are now as we record this on the Wednesday, we are 13 days into 2021. So that's probably a good 5 weeks since this parcel was sent to you that I spent good money on, my own money.
Yeah.
Have you been asked to go and collect it from the post office?
I mean, there's a very valid
No,
reason for this.
don't do it. Boris Johnson, a straight answer, Damien. No, you haven't, have you?
So basically, I want you to repeat that. I want you to say the actual words. Captain, I couldn't be asked to get the gift that you sent.
I mean, again.
No, just be honest.
Be honest, Darren.
Say
Damien,
the words.
Be honest.
Can be.
So knowing that someone sent you a present, because I did tell you before Christmas that it was from me, knowing that I sent you something, having probably spent, I don't know, not a great deal, probably about 20 quid's worth of money on postage, card, mug, you couldn't be asked to go to the post office to collect it.
Look, my staff were on furlough. No one was there to get it for me.
No, I'm making a little sort of jest of this. I am actually quite pissed off.
Yeah, I know. But
that you couldn't be asked to go and collect the parcel.
Do you know what, though? And if you hadn't have mentioned it, I would have gone to get it. But the more you mention it, the more I'm going to leave it. Just I am going to get it. I've actually said to the staff tomorrow that Damien is not available between 10 and 11.
It's open. The sorting office is open at about 7 a.m. in the morning.
By the time
homeschooling.
By the time you get there, they would have opened it and they would be having the cup of soup out of it, and they'd go.
They've probably tried to send it back.
Guys, I'm emotional. All right, I didn't. I had people off. I had no one to get it.
Damien, I'm off with you. That's what I am.
Oh, you just Come on, let's stick to the running order.
Right. like a brother of a family. I just love the sibling getting told off. This is great.
It's just, I mean, it's a cup in it at the end of the day. He probably already asked, am I, to be honest?
Just going to read a little comment that Anthony, good evening, Anthony, watching on the live stream. You can do that if you're listening to this every Wednesday evening. He turns up late. Now he can't be asked to get a present from the captain. That's 2 strikes. A 3rd strike, and he's a goner. Do you know what, Anthony? I think you could well be right. I am not impressed.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. 3 men and a microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
Anyway.
That was a dry edit, by the way. That was a dry edit.
That was a dry edit, yes. A dry edit?
What's a dry edit?
What's a dry edit?
Is that something they have in porn films?
Clean edit, mate, not dry edit.
Feel a bit dry, to be honest.
Dry edit's something you can get a cream for, that's for certain.
So what's next?
Trying to make it sound nice and slick, and have either of you got any new stories that we can work into, or shall I move on to the On the Box?
On the box.
On the box. Darren, on the box?
Yeah, on the box, yeah. Yes. On the box is quite important.
Yes, you sent me a confusing message, so we'll see where this goes. So, thank you so much for people that are listening and watching on Facebook. It is much appreciated. Excuse me, I'm just going to take some water.
Just before you carry on, Anthony London Kirk up there in sunny Congleton. There may be a position for you if Damien carries on.
There may well be. There may well be. I mean, there's been many offers to come off, to leave, to be fired, but I keep coming back. It's because Darren never speaks.
Talking of a replacement, we may have a very special guest next week. I need to confirm this. So I'm not going to give you any details, but if it is going to happen, I will let you know in plenty of time.
Is it the one that Damien keeps promising all year?
No, of course it's not. He hasn't done anything with that, all the interviews. But anyway, so yes, he's... Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But it is a very special and very well-known guest I am hoping to get on the podcast in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully next week.
Proper showbiz, isn't it?
Proper showbiz.
Can we do a bit of a tease to him or not?
No. That's all I'm going to say, just in case it doesn't happen.
So it's a nice cup of Joe.
It's a B+ celebrity. I'm going to say. Cup of Joe. What are you on about?
Are we on about the same person?
Yes, but that's just given a clue, and I didn't want to give any clues.
Well, I'm a rebel.
Well, I'll give another clue then. We taught him everything he knows. Us 3 did.
Yeah. Well, I did. He wasn't there when.
Sorry,
Damien wasn't there when he was there. You did a little bit.
Okay.
And also, you may have listened to an interview with him on the past couple of weeks. So, anyway, right, let's do On the Box. I haven't got a jingle for it, so we'll just do some music. Nope, that's the out music.
Can we sing a jingle?
You can do if you want to.
Right, okay, here we go. Damien, are you ready?
Dry edit.
Yeah, dry edit. On the box.
It's on the box.
It's on the box.
The box on.
And it's on the
box.
No, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work, does it?
Not at all.
No.
So this is On the Box. This is where we give you our recommendations and talk about what we've been watching on TV, because everybody likes TV and everybody is watching TV at the moment, and probably more of it. I am going to start. Actually, no, Damien, you start me, please.
Yeah, well, mine's not even on there. So, well, thanks for that, because there's only two people on there. So why don't you do yours first and stick to the
No. Well, we'll start that again then, because that didn't work, did it?
No, just stick to the ones that we've got on here.
This running order that I sent to you was for me. That is what I was going to talk about, not what you were going to talk about. That's all it was.
You need to make that clear when you send it over.
What was your New Year's resolution? What was your New Year's resolution? Let's be slick. Yeah, that worked.
God, I tell you, that's a running order. All about just his running. Press this button at 8:02. Brilliant. Let's just stick to yours, and then I'll chip in later.
The running order was this is what I print out for me, so I know roughly what I'm gonna want to talk about.
Should we continue?
Yeah, should I do that again?
Yeah.
Do you know, I love this.
I've missed it. I've missed it.
I love the fact people think people think we probably hate each other if they ever watch the live show.
Just to let you know as well, for people that are just tuning in, we do record this as a podcast. So when we're live now, all these bits where we kind of go all silly, these aren't in the podcast. It just makes us look a bit, get ready, just makes us look a bit, and we're not really. We're not that.
It's a bit like It'll Be All Right on the Night podcast version.
Yeah, some of it does make it in, but most of it doesn't. Anyway. So it's time for On The Box. This is where we tell you what we've been watching and what we would recommend you watch over the next week or so. Damien, what is your On The Box this week?
Yeah, see, mine's been a bit of an interesting one, really, because I'd never heard of this guy, and I'm normally quite aware of stuff and, sort of serial killer stuff. It's on BBC One, and it's actually called The Serpent. Has anyone been watching it at all?
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
Have you actually watched all of it, though?
Yeah. No, not the whole thing, but I've been watching it as it's been going out, and I just don't click with it at all.
You need to watch it back to back. So if you watch it kind of on iPlayer, it's based on the crimes of serial killer Charles Subraj. Premiered on BBC One on New Year's Day, and all 8 episodes are on iPlayer as well. Got a brilliant cast in it as well. It's got Jenna Coleman, who used to be in Doctor Who, and she was also on The Queen as well, which was a brilliant programme. Victoria, wasn't it?
Victoria. She was very good in Victoria. I didn't like her as a doctor's assistant, but anyway.
No, nor me. But we won't talk about Doctor Who because I'm offended by the whole thing at the moment. Now, does anyone know about this guy and what it's about?
No, I'd never heard of it at all. Never heard of the case, never heard of him.
So basically, it's inspired on a true story. So there are bits that are a bit, out there and not particularly, but it's based on a true story, and they really do chart this guy's kind of terror, as it were. He was a fraudster, a murderer, and he preyed on tourists travelling through Southeast Asia in the 1970s. It's called The Serpent because of the way he kind of lured people in. And he basically he drugs them, gets all their money, and then kills them. And what he does then, once he's carted them off, he gets their passports, goes to another country, and does it again. And he keeps doing it throughout the 70s. And I'm not going to ruin it because this man literally nearly got away. Well, does he get away with murder? You're going to have to watch it.
I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm just going to say how it ends.
No, because even I don't know how it ends, because he's not dead. That's all I'm saying.
Is he not?
He's not dead, no.
I'm guessing he's locked up somewhere, though.
Well, we can't ruin it.
Yeah, but it's a great show, and what it does make you do as well, because it was filmed in just before the pandemic, so they actually nearly finished it by March. However, they had to do some reshoots in kind of July and August, but not abroad. They had to kind of mock it up in Oxford, I think it was, which looked very much like Southeast Asia. So it was the scenery is phenomenal. The characters are very kind of believable. More for me because I went travelling for a year and went around Southeast Asia, got a rash. Her name was Davina, said it was David. The other way around, that was awkward. So it was. It's a great watch if you like crime dramas and you like things that end on a bit of a cliffhanger and makes you think. It's great. It's called The Serpent. It's on BBC One. It's on iPlayer, and it is so beautifully shot as well. It's great. Good viewing. Give it a go, and you need to watch it
honestly,
back to back.
I've watched every episode that's been out, and it just doesn't click. And I'm very much, if it doesn't click in the first episode, I've lost interest. So Colin is still watching it, but I'm just sat on my computer now.
Well, I'll come round. Me and Cole can watch it together.
No, you're not invited. I've told you this before.
Okay.
So, Darren, your recommendation this week, or whatever it is you're going to be doing. You sent me a cryptic message.
So basically, this On The Box, when we discussed this, we said anything that we have watched recently or we are watching at the moment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right, so...
Glad you listened when we had the meeting last week.
I need to make a public apology because I slagged this film off to high heaven due to the fact that I thought it was based around one of my favourite pop stars. It's a festive film. You know where I'm going with this.
I do know. Yes, I do know where you're going.
And I'm not into chick flicks. I don't like the whole big Bridget Jones thing. I don't like the whole Love Actually thing. I'm really not. I like action and toilet humour comedy, and I like horror. This fluffy idea of a love story really didn't appeal to me. But what appealed to me is the fact that it was named after one of the most iconic pop Christmas songs from one of the most iconic pop stars that I adore, which is George Michael. The film is Last Christmas. And I remember you, Ian Captain, sending me, I watched this, it's a great film. And what did I send to you? I said, rubbish. It's not even about. See, I thought Last Christmas was going to be about the video story of what the story in the video is. So, like George Michael's girlfriend partner he had a thing for somebody else's girlfriend partner, and there was these eyes meeting across the table. Do you remember the music video?
Yes, I know the music video. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought
I told you it wasn't about that when we talked about it last time. I told you this.
I know. So I disregarded it, and I said, I'm not watching that. It's not about George Michael. It's not about Last Christmas, and it's not about his music. There was nothing on at the time, and I think it was Boxing Night. There was nothing on the telly, and we just went, just put it on in the background. We put it on, and we got hooked about halfway through.
You got what?
Hooked. Yeah, about halfway through. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but the twist at the end had me, Mr. Hardman, I don't like love stories, in floods of tears, and I never saw it coming. I love the film.
It is fantastic. And we were the same. We didn't watch it together because it wasn't allowed, because we were on lockdown. So I wasn't with him. So don't write in. However, it was fantastic. I was in bits. My other half, who works in a profession where they don't cry, she she was hard, and she was like, "You're right," and I was like, "What's the matter with you?"
Yeah,
man, that got me. Really got me.
I think that got me. I think the bit that got me was when they did the recap at the end that spelled it out. I'm like, oh no, too much.
Yeah.
See, I loved it. I heard the reviews when it first came out at the cinema were atrocious. It got really, really bad reviews. And I think that put a lot of people off. But I think it's one that people will go back to and say, do you know what? Actually, it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
It didn't do well, though. Didn't do that. It didn't do that bad.
It did well.
So, yeah. I mean, what I like about that is it's, again, from a content point of view, it's a movie. Again, it's on the box.
Yeah, that's fine. TV.
Oh, so you're changing the rules now, are you?
You can stream it on the box.
Yeah.
If I'd got the bloody cup, you wouldn't have changed your rules, would you?
No, I think I can go back to look at the notes that I wrote when we had a meeting last week about this, and we said
that's
TV
probably the same one you sent me with your running order. At one point, it says Ian to go to the toilet. I don't need to know that, do I?
Just because you weren't paying attention, both of you. Right, I agree, Darren. I think even if it's next Christmas, you need to watch Last Christmas.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Well,
make
you
sense.
can watch a Christmas film anytime. I mean, we've just done Christmas Chronicles 2 again.
No. I've watched that. It was rubbish. I'm sorry. Compared to the original, it was just bad. I'm not going to get into
once
that.
Christmas is done, you leave it.
Yeah,
until
at least December the 12th the following year.
Bad luck.
Yeah, definitely.
You move on.
Definitely. I am going to recommend one that is on at the moment, which is Staged with David Tennant and Michael Sheen. If you haven't watched it, watch it, because they're 15-20 minutes episodes. It is absolutely fantastic. It is so funny. It is literally what we are doing here. It is Zoom calling, but it is just done brilliantly, and it's such almost a fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall. It's almost letting you into the act, so you're not quite sure if they're acting or if they're just chatting on a Zoom call. It's so good, and some of the celebrity guests they've got appearing on it are just brilliant. Have you watched it, Darren?
I haven't watched it yet, but the tease on the trailer I've seen has got me hooked, and I really want to see it because I want to know, is that a swipe about Doctor Who? He wasn't offered it. That's the tease. You
need to watch the first season. I think is on iPlayer. You'll be able to watch it in an hour and a half, along with the second season as well. Damien, have you watched it?
I've not. I've seen a
It's-
lot of press
it's
about this,
really- honestly, it's
and I don't know. I didn't fancy it. Do you know what? And this is really stupid because I look like flipping Empire State Building. I didn't watch it because I didn't like David Tennant's hair.
He
I was
is
booty about it. I watched it and I watched the trailer. I was like, oh no,
Mike-
don't like his hair there.
Michael Sheen's beard is just impressive. That's all I'm going to say.
So is it written or is it ad-libbed?
No, it is a scripted comedy, but it is so well done that you are just not sure how much of it is ad lib.
I need to ask you a question because I won't be able to sleep at night now. What's his name? Martin Sheen?
Yeah,
Is that his
Michael
name?
Sheen.
Yeah, Michael Sheen. Did he get offered Doctor Who and he's bitter?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. It could well be. There is probably loads of inside jokes, but it's got people. And the first series is, it had just really big stars. It's really good. I will highly recommend you go and watch that. My second one is one that is going to be starting by the time this goes out on the Monday. It will have started. I loved the first series. I've avoided watching this show the American version because I just thought I am never going to like that. I am just not interested in that. And then I watched the first series last year in the UK, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it is brilliant, and that is Drag Race UK. Season 2 starts this on Thursday when we record this. So by the time this goes out, the first episode will be out. I just think it's brilliant. I like it because RuPaul isn't in it that much. RuPaul is not my favourite person. That's not true. I don't mind him, and I think when he's in drag, when he's in drag, he has got fantastic legs. But it's the interplay of the contestants and the drag queens behind the scenes. Because
it's a great show. Ian and I should watch this together. It's it is great. It's good fun, and the fact it's Blighty as well, because the Michelle Visage, is it?
Yeah.
She's got a very English sense of humour as well, which Americans don't always have. Canadians are brilliant. They get us. Americans struggle with sarcasm. And Michelle Visage really gets it. It's a great show. Recommend that, sir.
I'd really, Darren, if you've not watched it, I would recommend you just give one episode a chance just to see what you think.
See, I like RuPaul. I remember RuPaul. She had a hit with Elton John years ago, didn't she? Do you remember?
She?
He?
No, you meant to refer to them as she's, aren't you?
Let's not go down that road.
What I love is the fact that Darren I just can't. I mean, when we were off air earlier, Ian and I were doing our usual little banter and going, and he was like, I don't really like it when you two are like that. Makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Mate, have I done something wrong here about referring to
No, because
it's a drag queen, yeah?
Don't say that because we know what will happen. At the end of his show, he will phone you and he will go, listen, Ian, have I said something wrong? Because if I said something wrong, you need to tell me. Have I? Is Damien in the mood with me? Has Damien fell out?
See,
Is Damien all right?
See, okay, right. Just very quickly, a drag artist, so a drag queen, when they are dressed in the drag queen stuff, yes, it will be she. But the person themselves, it would be he. So it's a difference. The drag queen is different to someone that.
So if RuPaul is performing as his alter ego, the lady RuPaul,
RuPaul the drag queen, it's
Yeah.
she. If it's RuPaul the man, when he's not in drag, it's he.
Well, RuPaul the drag queen did a song with Elton John, and she did a good version of "Don't Go Breaking My Heart."
Thank you.
Oh, forget it.
And that was our on the
If you
box.
would like to write complaints, please write to us at the as yet not very politically correct podcast.
The email address is on your running notes, Damien, if you'd like to read it off there.
Oh, do you know what?
I put that in the cat litter tray. It's gone.
That'll just open it right up for Sam Smith and they, won't it?
That's not going
Was
out.
that you being controversial there, or?
Yeah, that's not going out. No, let's not get started on that discussion. Anyway, hello, clean edit. Let me just note that down. Cut Darren.
100%. Delete that comment.
Oh, I forgot we were live. Hang on.
We should dub him. Rather than just put it out, you should just dub him.
Put me on a delay.
Audacity, remove person filter. So
Just have a microphone.
yes,
Brilliant.
actually, good point. Well presented, Mr. Steph, who was on our Christmas quiz special as Tina Biscuit.
I so would, by the way.
Just put her on Facebook Live. Tina Biscuit would be outraged. Of course she would. Exactly, Darren.
I had a lot of comments as well because I know that Tina Biscuit mentioned my former business partner and still a business partner actually in another business, Ross, and she was very flirtatious with Ross. Tina Biscuit was, and I've got to say, after speaking to Ross, he definitely would.
Yeah. And also, Anthony, I may give you a quick message regarding the person that you know from season 1 of Drag Race UK, because I would love to do an interview with them. So I may pull you on that one. That just sounds wrong. Right, moving on. Damien. Right, okay. Damien's Bits. Brand new jingle. Get yourselves ready. Clean edit time. So every week we like to do a little bit called Damien's Bits because Damien likes his bits. So I've had a special jingle produced for Damien's Bits.
Damien loves his bits. He loves showing off his bits. He loves talking about his bits. So it's time for Damien's Bits.
It is time for Damien's Bits on 3 Men and a Microphone. I've got some very appropriate talkover music for you, Damien.
That was brilliant, by the way.
Is this good music for you?
This just sums me up, doesn't it,
Yeah,
really?
I do have another choice if you want it. If this is good. Yeah.
Can I just take the credit that I've created this feature for you? It was out of my brain that they could.
You did. Yeah, it's the only bit I turn up for this. What's the other bit?
Is that one as well? Which one would you prefer?
Number 1, I think.
Number
I
one?
think number 1. That's a little bit teeny bop.
Okay, number 1. Right, here we go. This is Damien's Bits.
Now, every week on Damien's Bits, what I like to do is bring something a bit intellectual to the show, okay? Because we have a little bit of a laugh and there's a bit of high, all of, and I like to bring something, a bit more kind of, a little bit more highbrow. So this week's story on Damien's Bits is all about a bodybuilder that cheats on his sex doll with a bizarre object while she's getting repaired.
So what? Cheats on his sex doll while she's getting repaired?
I don't think I need to say it again, do I?
I've seen this.
I'm going to show you a picture of the bodybuilder, and I'm going to show you a picture of his sex doll.
Good looking couple.
Do you know sex dolls have come a long way since they were first? Oh, it's freaky. I'm sorry, it's just freaky. It's weird.
That's what I've already got.
It's weird.
So, anyway, this week's Damien's Bits is all about the lovely man called Yuri Tokyo.
What? Yuri Dogiokio? What?
It's Yuri Toloko from Kazakhstan. Of course he is. And basically he married a doll.
Married
a doll. And the doll was called Margot. This is
what
terrible.
a random name for a sex doll. Margot.
Now, he actually fell in love with his sex doll when he spotted her at a nightclub.
Hang on, what's a doll doing at a nightclub? How did it get in there? Did somebody take it in there?
But he had to send her away for repair after breaking it before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it's a her.
Paddle saw wasn't in it.
Never whizzed it over the kitchen.
No.
Oh, dear.
You know when you don't know whether it's actually gone in because it's so smooth?
Now, he's got many, many Instagram followers. So what he did while the sex doll was being repaired, he actually posted a video to Instagram of himself touching a silver object with small ridges. And, he did this in nothing but his underwear. Yuri told his 99,000 followers, "Looks like I've got a new passion." One follower replied, "Hey, aren't you cheating on your wife?" Yuri said, "Maybe. I can't stand while she's in hospital."
Is he a Welsh Russian now?
From Stoke. The social media user said, "You gotta spread your seed." Another Instagram follower.
No.
Another Instagram follower said, "Somehow, I don't think your wife would have much to say about it at all." Commenting on the video, Yuri also insisted to his followers, "It was wonderful."
Experiment with going deeper.
Yuri tied the knot with Margot at a ceremony attended by dozens of guests in November.
Oh, sorry, there's something mentally wrong with that man.
Now, like I said, he met her at a nightclub, and the pair were due to get married in March, but that was before, obviously, the pandemic hit. The pair have now settled into married life, and describing their relationship, Yuri said, "In general, I began to get very jealous of Margot."
It's now Welsh.
Yeah.
Many men would like to imagine the same. After the wedding, I decided to show her less to people. I forbade her from Instagram. I did it a long time ago. Maybe I think she's being selfish.
Now I'm not sure where he's from.
Estonia or somewhere.
But that's the beauty of Margot, that I can do this, and she won't mind. She doesn't say a lot. She does it because she's a plastic doll, you prat. On Christmas Day, January the 7th, in Kazakhstan, he said he might stay at home with Margot and order steak and sushi and have some fun with his friends.
He's just... I'm sorry. There is something wrong with people... Because I've seen a documentary on these things, and they're not cheap products to buy.
We live in a liberated world. If that
We
floats his
do.
boat, then
Well,
that floats his boat. But
very true.
You know,
I mean, look, there's someone out there for everybody. So...
What is it, though?
what's he
What
kicking
is the
on
silver
with?
thing?
Well, that's so I'm just showing for our people that are watching this live right now. Is Yuri actually fondling the metal object?
What is... Oh,
What is a
Damien,
metal
take
object?
it away. You're going to get me banned from YouTube showing stuff like that. What is it, though?
So there you go. That's Yuri. So again, on Damien's Bits this week, a bodybuilder cheats on a sex doll with bizarre object while she gets repaired. Next week, more on Damien's Bits.
I'm going to pump it up and down.
Damien loves his bits. He loves showing off his bits. He loves talking about his bits. So it's time for Damien's Bits.
You're welcome. There you go.
No, I've never
You're
whizzed it
welcome.
over the kitchen.
No.
It's been fun. See you later.
Incidentally, can I just say Yuri's a good-looking guy? Surely he could
Hairy
find
though, isn't he?
a real person.
Reminds me of you, really. He's got a lot of hair.
It is just weird, though. I'm sorry. And I know it does whatever floats people's boats. It's fine. I'm not saying that.
Great
but
looking doll, though, wasn't it?
honestly, if you ever watched, was it Channel 4 did a documentary on those really, really lifelike sex dolls? And they are...
You didn't lose any viewers there.
No,
People
I
are
know.
intrigued by the doll, I tell you.
And they are about...
although I did watch something, sorry, Ian, on the box. Sorry, you finish your story. I'll come
I
on
say
to it.
they're about £5,000 each.
They are.
They're really expensive things to buy.
The thing is, he didn't go into the story that he broke her and how.
No, I can't do that. No.
Oh, okay. Let's leave that there then.
You had enough of the story, okay?
I'm sure it wasn't
he
by
cheated
being.
on her
I'm sure it
with a
wasn't by
metal
being
object.
gentle.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't giving her a massage, was he?
I'm right. I'm not quite sure how to move on from that.
So that was Damien Bits. Basically, like I said, I like to bring a bit of culture to the show, and something that I feel that the nation will be talking about. And like I said, I mean, again, forever anyone that's forgets what that image was, let's just show that again. There they go. There's Yuri. There's a lovely sex doll. Magda.
See, we don't just do the serious stuff here. We do the really serious stuff like that.
The hard-hitting Newsnight would be ashamed of how good we are.
Pat, can you just file that in my
Sorry, who?
file upstairs if you can? No, just at the end of my bed. Just file that.
Who's Pat?
Sorry?
Who's Pat?
Pat's the researcher.
Okay, what's happened to Barbara?
Let's move on.
Oh, okay. Is that a delicate subject? Fair enough.
I take it Barbara and Pat don't get on.
I just said move on, didn't I?
Right, clean edit. Thank you very much, Damien, for Damien's bits. There'll be more enlightened and insightful stories next week. More of the same. Bet you can't wait. Right, it's time now to do a new feature, which is replacing the top 5.
Jingle was great, by the way. Thanks very much to Des Coleman, who does those.
Actually, I am going to say a big thank you. It is Paul from Radio Jingles 24.
Do you know, he is fantastic. Paul from Radio Jingles 24, you are a genius, sir. That was very funny.
I will give
please tell me who Des Coleman is.
I don't know who Des Coleman is, but
I know who Des Coleman is.
Anyway, can we move on? No, let's move on. So I'm just going to very quickly. So Paul from Radio Jingles 24. I phoned him. Shut up, Damien. I phoned him at about 2:30 to get these jingles done, and he got them over to me. And then when I listened back to them, I had put the script wrong. I'd missed the 3 men and a microphone. I'd missed the A out. So it's 3 men and microphone. So I emailed him back and said, I'm really sorry. And then he redid them for us and sent them back in half an hour. So thank you to him.
Hold on a minute. Just say it, though, the name of the show, as it would have been. If
3 men and microphone. I can actually play it for you if you want. Bear with me a second. Yeah. I can just 1 second. I can actually play them for you.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to 3 Men and Microphone.
I know. Tell me about it. I was like, oh no. And then I was like, can I edit them?
Like we're a bit, you know, I don't know. That's brilliant. Darren, what are you listening to at the moment live?
3 Men and Microphone.
I think this is the one. Hang on 1 second. Have a listen.
It's time to delve into the archive for the...
No, not that one. Hang on, sorry. This is not going to go in on the podcast, so it's fine. This one.
Damien loves his bits.
No, not that one.
Back on the
sorry. 1 second. This is
You're actually still in tune to 3 Men and Microphone.
Here we go. This is the one. There we go.
3 Men and Microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast.
Back again, doing it again.
3 Men and Microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not.
It was completely my fault because I had literally put that in the script. I put 3 Men and Microphone.
It's the way he says it because he knows it's wrong. And it's the way he kind of stops and he goes, and... You can see him thinking, what a load of crap this is. Who listens to this?
I know.
3 Men and Microphone. He's like, this is a wind-up.
He did redo all 3 of them for me, so I am very much appreciative of it.
He's a great guy. Thank you very much to Des Coleman.
It's Paul from Radio Jingles 24.
Why do you keep saying Des Coleman? Because I know who he is.
You're still listening to 3 Men. I can't do it. Hey, and you say it. Do a clean link and just say it. Try and say it without laughing.
Hello, you're listening.
Very adolescent.
Hello, you're listening to 3 Men and Microphone. It's just as soon as I heard them, I was like, oh no, what have I done? Oh dear.
It's like that letter has been removed from the English language and he's trying to say it, but it ain't there. What is this word I need to say?
And
microphone.
Well, I thought I can't go back to him and say it because it's literally, I checked what I'd put written down for him and it says on there, what you write on here is what you'll get as a jingle, so it's completely my fault. And I thought, I can't get back to him. So I was desperately trying to find in one of our other jingles that I could edit in. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, you're listening to 3 Men and Microphone.
Oh yeah. Oh, 3 Men and Microphone.
Oh dear. Right, should we move on?
Let's do that. Let's go to the retro.
Let's do the Retro Hall of Fame. Excuse me. So I just need nicotine intake. Right, clean edit. So welcome back to the as yet unnamed... Oh no, start again. Don't laugh, Damien. You're listening to 3 Men and a Microphone. My name is Ian Barstow, joined by Damien Lee and Darren Antrobus, and we are got a brand new feature for you. We got rid of the top 5 if you've been listening to us for a while, because it wasn't working. So we've sort of jigged it a bit, and we have got a brand new feature, and it is called this.
It's time to delve into the archive for the Retro Hall of Fame on the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
So, basically, the Retro Hall of Fame is where There. Arse. Sorry. Go from the jingle.
It's time to delve into the archive
For the Retro Hall of Fame.
on the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
So, 3 Men and a Microphone present the Retro Hall of Fame. This is where each week one of us will pick a retro item, be it TV, film, food, whatever. Oh, for heaven's sake, really, Damien? What were you doing? I wasn't watching the screen. Are we ready?
If you like these bits, folks, stick around because in 12 months they'll be on the best of it Christmas.
Yeah. Damien, put that away, please. Let's move on. Thank you very much.
Sorry, for people who are listening, just listening, Damien, put that away, please.
For those watching on the live show, if you've been watching us for a while, you know what these are like. If you're brand new, yes, these are the bits that don't make the final edit. Right, let's go from the jingle one more time.
It's time to delve into the archive
For the Retro Hall of Fame.
on the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
So yes, brand new feature for the podcast, the Retro Hall of Fame. This is where each week one of us will pick a retro item, be that a TV show, a film, a toy, food, furniture, whatever you want. You can pick it for the Retro Hall of Fame. And then the other two decide if that enters into the Retro Hall of Fame or gets thrown down the big hole into obscurity, never to be heard from again. Now, if you want to suggest a Retro Hall of Fame item, email asyetUnnameedpodcast@gmail.com. If we pick your Retro Hall of Fame, then you can get the opportunity to come on live on the podcast to be involved in this section. So if you are listening to the podcast, email asyetUnnameedpodcast@gmail.com. And if we pick it, you get to come on live. You have to be available on a Wednesday evening from 8 o'clock onwards. There is no, as a prize, no cash value. Terms and conditions apply. But yeah, if you want to name something, then you can do. Do get in contact with us. And then this week, we have Darren picking his Retro Hall of Fame because we thought that we'd start on a high. Yes, Darren?
Yes, can you just take this pen for me for a second, Captain? Can I just pass you that pen there?
Yeah, bear with me.
Just put it into two pieces. I want to hear what it sounds like when you throw something down the pit, down in the bin.
Oh, down the
away.
pit. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right, here
So
we go.
just so I understand this, you're actually about to throw something down.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's going to
He's
to put the pen into two.
Right.
I want to hear what it sounds like when you actually throw half away down the pit.
So I have,
Is this
I have had
the hole of obscurity
Yes.
where
Yeah.
the retro thing goes.
Yes.
If you don't agree with me, this is where it goes.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
It is
okay.
a big black hole. It's I found it in Redditch. There's a lot of them. So this is the pen going into the big black hole of obscurity. Are we ready?
Ooh. So that's very good. Whoever does your production is extremely talented, by the way. And what does it sound like when you shelve it or you want to keep it?
You're only doing this because you made these, aren't you?
Indulge me for a second.
Okay.
I don't know. A minute.
So those are the two sounds that you will hear. If the
Who does your production, by the way? He's very good.
yeah.
I've never known anything like it. It's like El Dorado back in the 90s. It was cheap and nasty. It's about the same as this bloody show.
So
who does your production?
let's do this week's Retro Hall of Fame.
It's time to delve into the archive
For the Retro Hall of Fame.
on the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
And this week's Retro Hall of Fame picker is Mr. Darren Antrobus. Darren, over to you, please. Who is the first ever candidate for the Retro Hall of Fame?
Well, you say who,
Or what?
you should say what.
Yes, what
because
is?
this is an item that kind of came out of nowhere. Now, okay, I say item. I should say items that came out of nowhere. For some older generations at the time, they were kind of an assault on the eyes, and they were a bit like, why have you got these? See, when I used these items back in the 80s and very early 90s,
surprise, it's the 80s
and the very early 1990s, they were very, very comfortable to wear. But incidentally, if you wore them on a hot day, you would feel like a boil in the bag cod in parsley sauce. I don't know if you've got it yet so far with those.
There's a vision. I'm having an idea. Yes.
Right. Okay. Reportedly, I don't know how true this was, but apparently they were quite dangerous if you stood by a naked flame because you'd go up in a fireball. Apparently,
I know exactly what you were going to pick.
Right. I had a number of these. The wildest colours, the better.
I don't know what this is. I'm normally quite good at this. I don't know what this is at all.
Right. What else? What other notes did I write on this? Some would say that
you did research, Darren.
I've got research. I have got research written down here. Some would say that the colours clashed quite a bit, the design of these, but you would never find a hoodie version. They were only a tracksuit top.
Oh no, I know what this is.
Bottom. And I loved them. And they were very baggy, especially on a windy day. They looked great. They were the shell suit.
Oh my God. I've got really, really, really embarrassing, dodgy, bad memories of shell suits and wearing them.
Have you got a vision? Have you got?
I've got a vision. I have a vision of a shell suit.
Have we got an image to show at all?
No, we haven't got an image. But I would imagine most people, particularly from the UK, who were around in the mid to late 80s and early 90s, will know exactly what these abominations of clothing were.
You could not exercise in these because if you got sweaty in them, the inner lining would.
Do you know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. The gusset area, didn't it stink? Honest to God. Yeah. You had to scrub it, spray Lynx Africa on it, everything you could just to get rid of that smell. And as a teenager, do you know what I mean? You don't know what a shower is. I didn't even know if I had a shower back then. It was like back-to-back house back in 40s. So no, I mean, wow, a shell suit. Yeah, I had one.
Yeah, well, a lot of people would now only wear them on fancy dress parties on like theme nights and stuff. I don't think you can actually buy them.
I bet you can.
Properly.
I bet
you've definitely got one, Darren.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You are our version of the Greek god, and definitely you wore a shell suit, 100%. When you were in that chip shop serving your kebab, you definitely had a shell suit on.
With my goatee beard and my big hair at the time.
100%. Smelly around the gusset.
Yeah. So the question is, shell suits. Good memory? Do we shelve it or do we throw it into the big black hole?
Why don't you throw it out to the people watching?
Let's do that.
Ian, let's have a look. We give it a kind of a 5-second, a yay or a nay. Is shell suit going in?
Now we've got to wait about a minute because there's so much of a delay there is on the live stream. But anyway, if you are watching live at the moment, shell suits, should they be indoctrinated? That's the wrong word. Into the Retro Hall of Fame, or should they be thrown down the hole of despair? I know my vote, but I think I had one, and I think I had a purple and red or something like that.
I had a purple, black and white one.
Oh, 3 colours?
You get 3 or 4 colours, but the idea was the colours really clashed badly, weren't they?
Yeah, and they were extremely flammable. So if you went within about a mile of a naked flame, you would go up like a torch.
Apparently so.
Yes, they were. They weren't particularly good, and they were a very bad fashion choice.
I can't remember when they first came on the market because I just got like 2 or 3 sets for my 10th birthday in 1990, I think.
I remember when I think they went out of fashion, particularly when probably someone like Cass and Tate or someone started doing.
No, Harry Enfield.
That was it. Harry Enfield and his the teenage
Liverpudlian
ones.
Scouse. Whatever it was.
Yeah, it's I think that's pretty much when they went out of fashion. So. A very quick straw poll for those watching at the moment. We've had Binnett. They are a fire hazard. I had a white one in those days. A white shell suit. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to go playing in that, would you? You get muddy knees.
Damien, you said you had one. What was your memories of yours?
It was normally, when I got back from school, I always used to say I'm going to get my comfies on. and they were normally my comfies, and they were kind of just like screwed up in the corner of my room. And I remember before I put them on, I'd spray a bit of Lynx on them, or every now and then a bit of a roll on. I'd just roll it on around a certain area. But yeah, I think I had a blue, yellow, and red one. It was hideous. I felt actually at one point I went out the house and one of the neighbours went, I closed my eyes, drew back the... I was like, no. All right, I'm not Joseph, you prat.
I remember, I think my mum brought, and this is very particular for people that were in Redditch, particularly around when I'm growing up. Do you remember pound stretchers, Damien, in Redditch Town Centre that used to be on two floors?
I do indeed.
And the top floor was like clothing. And my mum brought me, and I'm pretty sure it was some sort of shell suit thing from Pound Stretchers.
How old were you at the time?
Probably about 10, 11, something like that. And because she brought it home in a Pound Stretcher bag, I would not wear it.
Oh, no, it's the same as again, a few years back when we first started the business, I had a Skoda. And back in our day, that would be like, really? A Skoda?
Yeah, definitely.
Now they're great cars.
Yeah. Oh, I had one. I had a work one.
Now they're a VW with a slightly different body. That's all they are.
But I mean, in regards to a shell suit, do you know what?
Before you give me your votes, by the way, do you remember getting static and sliding off your sofa with them on as well?
Yes,
really.
so right. Absolutely brilliant. You know what? That is so retro, and hat off to you for a start. That is fantastic.
So before we decide, can we just clarify? If we bin it, are we binning it because we literally don't like it because it's tacky, or are we binning it because they were?
It's a bad retro item that we don't want to be in the Retro Hall of Fame.
Because if you shelve it and keep it, that's because it's got great memories for you.
No, it's got very bad memories for me. I've got a horrible feeling there's probably photos in my mum's attic, mum and dad's attic at home that I have me in a shell suit, and I would never want anybody to ever see them anywhere.
I used to have a brush cut that my mum used to cut for me when I was about 9 years old.
Used to have a what? Sorry,
it's called the brush cut. You know, and it's like a MC Hammer kind of.
What, with your hair straight up? That
yeah.
A flat top, we used to call them. I think it was.
The brush cut we used to call them around here.
A brush cut,
flat top. I think we used to call them a flat top.
And I had a shell suit on in the photograph on that.
Right. Yeah. No, so, Damien, what is your vote?
Do you know what? And I was thinking about this because the name of the item is Retro Hall of Fame, and the thing is,
don't you dare.
No, hold on. Hear me out on this. It is retro.
No.
It is retro, and it is something that people go back and go, my God, remember when? I don't think, personally, the shell suit warrants going into the, what are we calling it, the pit? Or
the black hole?
Black hole of despair, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't...
Right, so you're voting for it to be put into the Retro Hall of Fame?
I would like it to be in the gallery as a first item in the Retro Hall of Fame.
Okay, my vote is for it to go down the pit of despair.
What are our listeners and viewers saying?
Our listener straw poll is, so far, everybody is saying bin it. So, I'm sorry.
Joking.
A bit like Strictly Come Dancing, when we go to Shirley for the deciding vote, the viewers on our live show have decided that the shell suit is going into the pit of despair. Right then, are we ready? Let's open the door. Goodbye, shell suits. Goodbye. Never on this podcast will shell suits be named again. Those are the rules of the Retro Hall of Fame. Darren, a good first choice, but I'm sorry, we do not have our first entry into the Retro Hall of Fame. So, next week on the podcast, excuse me, I'm going to say, Damien, it is your turn to pick your first entry into the Retro Hall of Fame.
God bless you, sir.
For
God
next
bless
week,
you.
please. Don't forget, if you want to be involved in this, then email asyetunnamedpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you want to put into the Retro Hall of Fame. If we pick you out, we will send you a badge, and you also get the opportunity to come onto the podcast live to discuss your Retro Hall of Fame and try and convince us that it should be placed in there. And that was this week's Retro Hall of Fame. Good.
Thank you very much, Damien. Me and you bonded over that, didn't we?
We did, actually, yeah. Yeah, we did.
I'm surprised, I have to be honest. I didn't think it would. Damien would pick a shell suit. He probably has got.
He still owns one.
I think he has got one, probably for his Friday night specials.
You know, I miss them Friday night specials. I really do. Seriously. Speaking of Friday night specials, have I told you my story about you?
No. Yes, we've had enough of him. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, let's wrap this thing up.
All right, then who do you think's in charge, you or me? Anyway. Right, yes, it is time for us to say goodbye to the podcast. And that one. And that is it for our first full episode of 2021. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you've enjoyed it. We are back every Monday on your podcast feed with a brand new episode. And if you want to watch us live, you can do Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday evening from 8 p.m. Just search the As Yet Unnamed podcast and you will find us on there. And you can join us and watch us live and watch all the bits that don't make it to the final edit. Thank you very much, Darren.
Thank you very much for watching. Look, you know, we all know where we are right now. It won't be forever. We said that last year.
We did. We finished every episode with that. Yes, we did.
Yeah. So look, you know, just stay safe. Look after your loved ones. And never feel alone. We're always here for you.
Very true. Damien, sorry.
Can't say it better. It's been great to be back. We've generally missed doing this. Thank you for listening. We hope at some point during the show we've made you smile because Darren said it there. It is hard at the moment. None of us particularly like this lockdown, but talk. If you need to say, if you're feeling lonely, pick up the phone, message one of us if you need to. Just reach out, talk. That's the main thing. And stay safe, wear your mask, abide by the rules as well. And God bless. See you soon.
If you do message us personally, you need to go through my assistant. Just sort of let you know. Thank you. I might not reply. I'm joking. Thank you so much for listening. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Follow the rules and all of the sort of stuff that you're hearing, but we do all need to do it to get us through this until we can all get our vaccine in the arm. So until next week, thank you so much for listening. This has been the Three Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast. Until next week, look after yourselves. Bye for now.
Three men and a microphone.
Like a breakfast show,
But not at breakfast.
and with no music.
And it's a podcast.
So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
And there we are. Thank you very much. And that is it for the first recording. We are still live, just to let you two know. So thank you very much to everyone that's been watching on Facebook Messenger, Facebook as well. My screen's gone all very strange and funny. So I know we've had Anthony Dunk, we've had Paul, we've had David and Lynn Holland, we've had Colin, and others. Hillary as well has been watching. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have, then don't forget to click on to follow us on a podcast app and listen to the podcast. Download the podcast and listen to that on a Monday as well, because it is a lot of fun, and it's personally I think it's a really good podcast. So there you go. So please do give us a listen, and tell your friends as well. If each person listening and watching at the moment shares it with a couple of people, and then one of those listens and watches, we'll be able to build this podcast into something greater than it already is. So there we are. So anything from you two before we finish the live show?
Just a couple of shout outs for me. Thanks to Rupert, Stacey, James, Jamie, John, and we've got Mark, and also Bill as well. So thanks for watching live. And yeah, it's been fun. thanks very much. Stay safe, and we'll see you all soon. Glad you're enjoying it. It's a bit of fun. We do it to have a giggle. And vaccines around the corner. By the end of summer, we'll be living the dream. We'll all be toasting our bobbies.
Or toasting our nuts, one of the two. Darren.
Thank you, guys. Just want to say thank you to my listeners on my personal Facebook page. That's Sue Chris. Also, hang on, I just clicked off it. I shouldn't have clicked off. Everybody that's listened on mine anyway. But thank you very, very much. And yeah, like Damien just said, stay safe. I do agree with what the government has said, actually. Act like you've got it, like everybody else has got it, and just let's get through it so we can get back to some sort of normality.
Very true.
Very true. Also, one more, actually, because someone that Darren and I know very well. All I'm going to say is, where's... Come on, son.
We are back again next week, hopefully with a special guest, maybe if we can get it all sorted out, but we will have special guests coming up. Just to let you know as well, we have got some interviews planned, Damien, over this course of this year. I'm working on some more of the long form interviews as well, so they will be coming out over the course of this year. So until next Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I've been Ian Barstow, that's been Damien Lee and Mr. Darren Antrobus, and we will see you again next week. Until then, look after yourselves. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Noisy background again, Damien. Really?
You making a brew, love? I tell you, your legs are looking cracking. I can't tell you. Legs.
Oh, she has got great legs, hasn't she?
She has got great legs, hasn't she, to be honest? Yeah. Yeah.